has that ever happened to you where you're just like, I want to beat the out of that guy when I leave this place?
There's been a couple. If you go on YouTube, there's one. It's a funny backstory. That if you look up like Gary Owen Dusty, there was a guy named Dusty in the audience, and I'll never forget. I was at the Dayton Funny Bone, and I went there to get ready for my late show with Craig Ferguson set. So I'm supposed to do 5 minutes clean, and I said, let me just run up here and work on this. And this guy was heckling all the open micers. It was open mic night, and they just couldn't get through their set.
Right.
He was literally being a jerk. And I told the man, I said, put me up and don't kick him out. And so he put me up, and I went off on him for about 20 minutes, and they only got about 10, 15 on YouTube. But here's the best. And you guys appreciate this, Matt, being an athlete. This is all you gotta know about Dusty. He gets up, he's got his state championship high school ring. I'll never forget, Valley View High School. And he points it right at me and goes, stay, baby. That's all I got to say. And he walked away. And I was like,
were you dying
laughing? I wish he would have had that on camera, because he's this close to my face. And I'm just looking at this Valley View 1995 state championship ring. Keep in mind, this is 15 years later. Stay.
Is that Division III? That's Division III, right?
Valley View was worse than that.
Yeah.
That was like Crossroads.
I can only imagine.
I gotta watch that.
I always say too, like, I don't know if you've ever been asked by a young comic or the whole like advice question, like, hey, what's a good? I get asked it with acting, and acting is like the worst way to give advice because there's no route. I always just tell people, look, whether you got to take classes, do student films, whatever, just go do it and see if you love it, because the whole thing is designed to make you quit. And I feel like stand-up is the same way. It is designed to make you do it and be like, holy f***, this ain't for me, I'm out, and quit. Yeah. So the best advice is just go do it and find, because if you don't love it, you will quit. And I feel like sports are similar, at least at some point. You know, I'm sure, Matt, when some athletes turn pro and get on in their career, whether it's finances or whatever it becomes about. But at some point, you had to love it or else you would have probably stopped. And I feel like stand-up is one of the biggest reasons. Like, just go. If you could survive those open mics with 5 people and more comics in the back and Valley View state champs heckling you, you're going to be okay. If you could get, and you still want to do it the next day, you're going to be all right.
It's the strongest drug I've ever taken.
The rush must be insane, right?
I've heard people that have done numerous drugs and been in rehab, and they're like, it's just the rush and everything goes away. And stand-up's very similar. No matter what you got going on in your life, it's like the best form of therapy. Mm-hmm. It's where no matter what's happening, whether the IRS, your ex-wife, like anything's going on in your life, you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. You get on stage, it all goes away.
Yeah.
And then we get to talk about it. Like, that's the beauty of it. We get to actually talk about our problems, and people are like, oh, I'm not the only one.
When we do our show, I remember when I was getting into Fox and doing TV early on, I ran into Strahan, and I asked him, I kind of said the same thing. It's like, Mike, like, you know, I feel like every ex-athlete aspires to be someone like Mike. He's a crossover entertainment, sports. He's a pro. And he goes, Matt, I've been doing this for 15 years. And he's like, when that red light comes on, I still get butterflies every single Sunday, or when he's doing the morning show.
Every day.
Yeah. Every day. He's like, when that red light, he's like the adrenaline, because there's nothing like live, like doing live, like stand-up is live. Like my show is live TV. There's nothing like that. I'll never forget that. I was in the hallway, and I'm like, God, Mike Strahan still, because I was so nervous. I was trying to like be scripted in what I was saying, like, okay, this is how I want, instead of just reacting, right, and all that. And I'll never forget that. That was the best advice. He's like, no matter what, you still feel that, and that means you love it, right? That means you're passionate about it. That means you care. And still to this day, I still get like the minute, let's go 5, 4, and then we're on live, and there's, you know, however many. Sometimes there's like 100,000 people. Sometimes there's 1 million people watching us. But there's nothing better than that rush that you get before that starts.